Just to confirm, is yeah, okay. I can see now that everybody is in the nobody's in the waiting list. Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for participating in our international workshop. I'll just start by giving you a brief presentation of myself and the partners of this project, and then a brief presentation of the project as project coordinator, and then my colleagues and partners from the project will give you introduction of the training kits that we developed so far. At the end, at the workshop, we will have some time as well for you to ask any questions if you feel like you have anything to clarify, or if you need help with any other situation at your institution, or even at a personal level regarding working with youth workers. Is everybody, okay, I see the screen freezing a little bit. I don't know if everything is okay. Yeah, okay. So I'll just start by talking to you about, well, introducing myself. My name is Andre Viana. I'm a municipal worker. I work in the municipality of Peritskota. We are the project coordinators of this project Trainers for Creativity. We are a small municipality in the north part of Portugal. If you have ever been to Portugal, you know that we are a very small country as well. So we are from the northern part of the country, and we are very focused on two main aspects, and the two main pillars of the municipality is education and culture. Okay, we consider culture to be one of the strategic levers for social and economic intervention, and also we make a big investment in all forms of education, being it formal, non-formal, or informal education. We are very focused to give these opportunities to our youngsters and also to our youth workers, to give them the best tools possible, being formal or non-formal education, so they can have the same opportunities as main. Okay. Let me see if I can put my audio louder here. Okay. So like I was saying, we are very focused on formal and non-informal education, such as projects like this one that are funded by the European Union, Erasmus Plus projects, that allows us to work with other partners from other countries, also and create some exchange between our youth, creating exchanges between our youth workers and also our youth between countries, so they can experience and see how it is in other countries and change this, have this intercultural experiences as well. So, like I said, we are very focused on cultural and education. We have some international events that we are very proud of. One of them is mostly, I think, the most known here in Portugal is the music festival that's in August. But then we also have some other projects that we use a lot with our youngsters that are mainly focused in music and working with Lego as well. We have a toy box that is mainly of Legos that we use for not only for playing purposes, but also for educational purposes here in Peritskota. They learn with Legos about math and other structural activities as well. Okay, so these are some of the cultural and educational programs that we have. You can then later on search in our website, the Play to Go was the another project, the Trainers for Creativity project that we have online. We have the link to our website, and you can search for our information municipality. And if anytime you need have any questions regarding any of those projects, you can email me, and I can try to help you or clarify any other situation or any other information that you might require. Okay, so as project coordinators, we've done this, we've built this project Trainers for Creativity with different partners from other countries. So I'll start by just giving you a brief introduction of the partners. We have Space Ensemble. They are here also. They're located here in Paredes, Dakota. They're an artistic organization, and they produce shows, events, community projects. They combine music with art forms, focused cultural productions, and also a non-formal education. So they are a very important partner for us. We work with them in lots of different projects here in the municipality. One of them is the School of Rock, that is also a project that involves youngsters, and we've done another project that's called Play to Grow as well with them, another European project. And so they are a very strategic partner in all our non-formal education here in Paredes. Then we have EOSA from Spain, Vigo, and they are a consulting company. They are specialized in the area of consultancy and training. They are also a very important partner for us because they have more knowledge on these European projects, and they have collaborated with us as well in other projects. So they are also a very important partner, and we feel that every time we have to work with these projects, they are one of the go-to partners that we always select. If you never work with European projects, it's in my point of view, it's always important to have 2 or 3 key partners that you can rely on to make the project successful. So next we have Dodo Laboratory. They're from Berlin, Germany. They're represented by Haley. They create community-driven hybrid playing experience that teach crucial 21st century skills to transformative game-based learning and meaningful playing design. Okay, so they are very important also in this area where we want to make for this project, as you can see later on the digital part of the project and the learning experiences as well. From Aosta Valley, we have 2 partners. They are SFOM. They are a school of training and musical orientation. They're from the Aosta Valley. They have the experience of working with different genres of music, pop, rock, classical literature, and also with different heterogeneous people with different ages and social backgrounds and social statuses. So they have this background that they are very important for the project as well. And then we have Lubaj. They're also from Italy, Aosta Valley, and they are a production and cultural promotion company. They do production for original projects or existing ones, and they are also production and post-production of creative documentaries and reports for RAI Italian TV station. So they have a very important background for us in the visual part of the project with visual arts and production videos. And then lastly, we have CHEPS. They're from Barcelona. They are social, they develop social projects that facilitate citizens to access social and cultural capital in their communities. And basically, with these projects, they empower people in social cohesion, social inclusion, and they in combating discrimination. So they will be very important key partner for the accessible training kits that we will talk about later. Okay, so these are the basis. These are the partners. So you can see that we feel it's very balanced and complementary partnership between entities with experience in different cultural and creative areas. So we feel that with this partnership, we would be able to complete the idea that the project that was initially started during the pandemic, during the COVID time. So it was very important that we had a collaboration of partners with different backgrounds and experience, so that we can then offer and complete the project that was established at the beginning. So just a brief presentation of the project, and then my colleagues will talk to you more about the activities and the training kits that we developed. Each partner would develop a different training kit, and we also collected some case studies and some best practices that we will talk to you about later on. So the Trainers for Creativity is the name of the project. So it aims to support trainers and youth workers active in the creative and cultural fields. So making them more skilled and prepared for an environment dominated by uncertainty. Again, this was done. The project was developed during the pandemic, so we were all trying to adapt to a new normal. So this uncertainty was in our back of our mind when we developed the project, and so it was very important that we focused this. So this is achieved through the development of trainings resources to help them provide attractive and accessible activities. Okay, so these resources are what we developed for the project, and then also on the training kits, like I said. So the primary objective of the Trainers for Creativity project was to empower trainers and youth workers. Okay, this was the very first objective. Okay, so they can navigate through challenges in every changing environment, and particularly in the creativity and in the creative and cultural sectors. Okay, so these are the two focus sectors of creativity and culture. We've developed a variety of training resources, including manuals, videos, e-learning modules, workshops, and teaching materials, which are available for trainers and youth workers to use in their work. Okay, all these materials that were developed by the partnership or by the team are in the platform that we will be presenting next. Okay. We also, one of the important aspects as well was making it accessible and attractive. Okay, so important focus of the project is that ensure that the purpose activities are both engaging and accessible. So this means making activities appealing to young people, while also tailoring them to specific needs. Okay, so we did some research, and we tried to adapt and make it as accessible as possible, and also as appealing as possible for youngsters, and also accessible for the youth workers, so they can easily put into practice the training kits that we developed. So, like I said, this was done in the context of uncertainty. So we acknowledge the unpredictable nature of the current world. So we aim to prepare trainers and youth workers to deal with this uncertainty by providing them with tools and strategies to adapt to new situations. Okay, so we hope that the impact, and we believe that the project has significant potential to boost the creative and cultural sector, as better prepared trainers and youth workers can inspire and empower young talents to engage in these areas. So hopefully by the end of the project we have a very solid project that allows youth workers to engage with the platform, and also allows them to be better prepared with for their experience in working with youngsters in their fields. So this the part of the success of the trainers project relies basically on the partnership and collaboration with educational institutions, cultural organizations, and other relevant stakeholders. Okay, so this partnership in constant collaboration is very important, not only for us in the project, but for you, for any youth worker in their fields. It's very important that you have a big or good, not, it doesn't necessarily have to be big, but a good network of institutions, so you can collaborate and share information best as possible, and learn from each other and try to give the best.
You are on mute, Andre. Could you activate the microphone? Yeah.
Sorry, can you hear me now? Okay, sorry. I'll ask Jacob. Sorry, was I muted for a long time? I don't know what happened here. So can you just what was the last thing that you heard me talking about?
No, it was 15 seconds ago, so no problem. Just continue.
Okay. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Okay, so thank you, Jacobo, for the assist. So I was just our project will be continuously evaluated on the impact of its activities. So we will be measuring the improvement in the trainer skills and engagement of young people in cultural and creative activities. So this follow-up will be continuously done by the engagement and on the platform, and also on the feedback that we receive from youngsters or youth workers that use our platform. So this was just a brief presentation of the project. I don't want to bore you too much, but I also you can find all the information on our website, the platform that we did. Hopefully you'll find it useful, and I only ask for you to give us as much as feedback as possible, and share it with your colleagues from different areas if you find it useful. And now I'll just want to thank you again for participating before I pass it to Sophia from Space Ensemble. She'll be talking to you about the digital training kit. I just want to thank you all for participating, and hopefully you can find it useful and give us as much as feedback as possible, so we can try to develop the best way the platform and if you need, if you have any other questions regarding the municipality or regarding other projects that you might be interested in working with us in the future, our contact is on the website. You can contact me at any time. Thank you very much. Sophia, this is to you now. So we're talking to you about the digital training kits.
Yes, can you hear me well? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
and you are already seeing the presentation, right? Yeah, okay. So let me, so Andrea already made an introduction about the project. So just to tell you a bit more about the training kits and case studies and the activities we are doing during the project. So as Andrea said, it's a project co-funded by the European Union. What we have been doing is basically documenting some case studies that we consider best practices in the cultural and creative areas, focusing on specific topics such as digitalization, accessibility, creativity, and the audiovisual areas. And then we assembled training kits where these case studies are related to, and that have more information besides the case studies about these areas. Regarding the events and activities, besides the international meetings that we usually do between partners, we already did a creative training camp in Paredes de Cor in July. It was really great. We had a lot of youth workers there and youngsters as well. And we did some activities. We have a video summary that we can show you later. And we will also be doing some multiplier events in each country at the end of September, beginning of October. And we are also doing these digital workshops. This is the International Digital Workshop, and it's our last workshop online. So I hope you like it. So regarding the training kits, these are the training kits we have on our website. It's the digital training kits that I'm going to present because I'm from Space Ensemble, and Space Ensemble was responsible for this kit. So we coordinated the development of the kit with the help and the inputs of all the partners according to their areas of expertise. Then we have the creative training kit that was coordinated by Dodo Laboratory, the accessible training kit coordinated by SEPT, and the visual training kit that was coordinated by Lobaj. So what is a training kit? For us, a training kit is a methodological publication for trainers and facilitators, so youth workers, that focus on specific areas. They should be easy to use, didactic, and designed to facilitate learning and the development of activities with young people, with different types of groups, and with youngsters with different specific needs. And it's basically a set of good practices, guidelines, methodologies, tools, tips. It can have a bit of a lot of things. In our case, it has some case studies and also tools, tips, guidelines, etc. So regarding the digital training kit, as Andrea said, Space Ensemble we were the coordinators of this training kit. And we work mainly in the arts and cultural area in Portugal, but we work a lot with the youngsters, and we have some expertise in this area. So we are the coordinators of this kit. So the digital training kit gives some examples of how youth workers and trainers can improve their activities through a digital approach, explaining how this can benefit learning processes, the involvement of the participants, and the end result of the project activities. It has useful information and ideas on how to develop events, workshops, and collaborative work online. Digitalize activities that are traditionally based in analog processes, making them more accessible and engaging. In this case, we use music because it's an artistic area that it's both an area of expertise for Space Ensemble and SFOM, so we are using it as an example. How to use audiovisual materials and tools in an easy way, making activities more attractive. Learning about virtual reality and gaming and realizing how these tools can help to foster the educational processes and the way kids learn something. Publicize resources, activities, and other initiatives in an easy way and inclusive way, and make a digital transition in a socially responsible way, knowing what kind of tools you should use, what are their impacts, etc. So this is what you will find on the website. When you enter the training kit, you have an introduction with some materials, and then you have the several areas of the kit. And when you enter each one of them, you will have different introductions to that specific area. So online events and software tools, audiovisual materials and tools, music digitalization, virtual reality and gaming, dissemination, and socially responsible digitalization. And then in each one, you will have also some case studies associated with that area. I brought some videos that exemplify what are some of our case studies in 4 of these areas, and the 2 last ones, that it's dissemination and socially responsible digitalization. I didn't choose any case study from them, not because it's not interesting, but because my presentation has a limited time. So I only chose 4, so it's a bit more fast, and we can pass to the other kids as well. So this is the first case study that I will be highlighting. It's Mural. That it's a platform to share work and to basically to interact and to share ideas. And you can do a lot of things in Mural actually. And I think it's a platform that it's very recognized, maybe more like in a business field or area, but it also has some possibilities for educational context. So that's why we decided to put it on our digital training kit. Has a tool that can facilitate interaction between people online in online workshops or online events, etc. So I'm going to show you a small video. Can you hear the sound? No?
No, to hear the sound, you must share the audio. Okay, so you have to stop sharing and sharing again.
Okay.
But
So
we can figure out how it works. No problem.
Okay. But all the videos have sound, so maybe I should do that, right? Like stop presenting and present again. Sorry, technical detail. So what do I have to do? So share.
You must share and share audio.
It's here. Okay.
Also audio. You click. Okay.
Yeah, I think now it will work. Can you hear it now? Okay. So in this case, it's not bad that you didn't have the audio, because they don't talk. It's just the music that is during the video. So, but I think it gives you an idea of how Mural works, and it has, for example, in context that you are working with kids, some of the templates that Mural offers you, it's like ice-breaking activities. So it's just one example of things that you can do there. So we recommend exploring a bit more. And this is part of the digital training kit. So as part of the visual training kit, the visual area, the other visual area of the digital training kit, I decided to bring you a small video. I'm just going to show you a bit of this video about OBS, that it's one of our case studies. It's an open broadcast software. And I decided to show this to you because we actually used it in some workshops we did during the Creative Training Camp. And you will see in the video summary of that training camp, like how a bit of some images of what we did with it. So I think it's a good case study to show you now.
What is OBS? OBS stands for Open Broadcaster Software, and it is a free, open source, live video production software that can live stream and record video and audio. OBS is supported by a large community of developers from around the world. What is OBS used for? OBS can be used for live video production, live streaming, and video recording. When you first download and install OBS, a setup wizard will ask you if you would like to optimize the software for recording or live streaming, because it has the ability to mix together many different audio and video sources into a live video production environment. OBS also...
Okay, I think this is enough to give you an idea of how OBS works. And maybe Lobaj later can talk a bit about the workshop they did with the kids in Paredes de Cora during the Creative Training Camp. Basically, they used this broadcasting software to do a music video with one songs they were some of the songs they were using in another event of the School of Rock that Andre told you about. Yeah, they can show you how they use this tool to work with them. Sorry. Okay. So this is another case study, is Remix Live. This one is part of the music digitalization area, and I chose to show you this one because we also use the similar app or platform to work in a music workshop with kids about live production of music. And this is basically a keyboard that you can use on your iPhone. The video will say that it's available for iPhone and iOS system, but it's also available for Android. And basically, it has a lot of sounds, and you compose whatever you want with the sounds the app gives you. The music of this video was very electronic, but the app has a lot of sounds that are a bit more basic, like drumming or flute, or like all the instruments, and like simple versions of the instruments. So there's a lot of creation possibilities. And it's a really nice app or tool to use when someone doesn't know formally music, but wants to try some things and do their own composition with no music background. It's a nice, not a nice way to start to learn music. It's not about that. It's just about exploring in a digital context. Sorry. Okay, so the last case study that we are going to highlight is MergeCube in the virtual reality and gaming area of the digital training kit. So MergeCube, it's also a tool to engage kids in learning specific topics, especially about science, but others as well. And virtual reality and gaming can be sometimes like an expensive tool to incorporate in learning activities, but actually MergeCube, it's not that expensive. And after you buy the cube, you have like free plan and a plan with more options. In the case study, we left you the links that explain all of this. And yeah, I'm going to show you how it works and what are its possibilities. Okay, so, sorry. Okay, so this was my presentation about the digital training kit. As I told you, we have, of course, a lot more case studies in this training kit, and also more information besides the case studies. I didn't talk a lot about the dissemination and the socially responsible digitalization area, but if you want to know more, you can go to the website and you have there all the information in English. That will also be available in all the languages of the partners, so Portuguese, Italian, Spanish, and German. Yeah, so if you have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, maybe we can go to the next presentation, maybe Lobaj or I don't know, another. Yeah. Andrea, do you want to go next or yeah?
Yeah, sure.
We can
I wasn't.
Okay, Andrea will go next. Okay. Okay. We can go, Andrea. Sorry.
Okay, I hope that everybody can hear me. So thank you, everybody, for being there. Thank you for the partners. It's been a great experience to participate to the project. So very briefly, I will share with you also a little presentation about. Okay. Okay, can you see the presentation?
Yes, perfectly.
Okay, so just a little bit of introduction. I'm Andrea Carlotto. I work with Lobaj, which is a cultural production company based in Italy, as Andrea already told you. We are focusing our work in cultural design, so organizing cultural events, trainings, activities, and festivals. And the more or less the production, the audiovisual production is aimed to the documentary filmmaking in documentary. So we were in the project. We were responsible of all the audiovisuals and the visual parts of all the project in two different ways. So we have to product all the audiovisual materials needed inside the project to corroborate the website. So we have product some videos, beginning from recap videos from the meetings that we have done. We have produced some interviews of the partners, sharing some introduction and explanation about the training kit, all to corroborate the aspect of visual engaging. To visual engage the audience that could go on the website, as well as the other partners. We have collaborated in all the training kit, providing some good practice and examples concerning our specific domain. So selecting and choosing some materials and experience that belongs to the audiovisual field. And then we have developed our training kit, which is a bit different from the other trees, because as you can see there, I put some consideration, because audiovisual field is a very vast and multi-faced domain. So talking about audiovisual means talking about a lot of expertise. Comprehending theoretical arguments, technical and software and hardware skills and knowledge, and a lot of different approaches, and also with different outcomes and applications. So just to talk about someone, it's very different to organize and do some streaming online and producing a short documentary or make a tutorial. No, every aspect, every outcomes has some knowledge and some peculiar approaches to know. Okay, and we for going deep and exhaustive in this domain, we probably will need a specific project, because the domain with audiovisual, so also the relation with sounds, with music, with audiovisual in utilized in an artistic way, so live performance or I don't know, 3D animation. There's really a lot of different domains. So to keep it simple and not to overwhelm the platform, the site, with a lot of information, we have focused on this last consideration, that nowadays anybody who's working with youngsters, who is teaching, who is going to work with trainings or this kind of work with youngsters, has to, it's mandatory for them to know and to have some basics about audiovisual communication, audiovisual tools, and audiovisual skills, to produce and corroborate their proper work, their own work, with some of these some audiovisual products. Okay, so with this consideration in mind, we have tried to structure a training kit, and to be as effective and concise as possible, we have restricted the area, and we have created two sections on the website, which is audiovisual toolbox and audiovisual guidelines. They are very basic information, but very useful to know, and just practical indication. Okay, so in these two sections, they are meant to be a starting point for anybody to try to explore and to expand their knowledge and their abilities in the audiovisual domain, starting by some really simple indication. And as well as with the other kits and with the other partners, we provided a lot of good practices and guidelines that you can find in the other training kits, in which audiovisual is maybe an outcome of the activities, or maybe is used as a tool or a method to go and to obtain other outcomes other than the mere audiovisual products. Okay, so let's explore the website. So I would like to share with you what is online right now. This is the home page of the site right now. It's not finished. At the end of October will be the final version. But here in the training kits, you can find all the training kits, and our training kit is this one. So it's more or less what I've told you since now. There's a little bit of introduction just to contextualize, our domain, our field of interest. And these are the purpose of the training kit. So creating appealing presentation and learning materials. It's very useful to corroborate your training materials in the class with something that is engaging, like some videos, using audiovisual in a creative and innovative way into their project. We will talk about what Sophia has already mentioned to you. So in the creative camp, we used OBS, which is a tool meant for streaming and recording video. But we have in some way hacked the software and use it in a creative way, just to produce with the guys a music video based on live action that we have recorded with them. Okay, and these are all the purpose. It's all on the site, so you can explore also by yourself. These are the two sections that I was talking about. So the audiovisual toolbox is it's a comprehensive list what we have selected as a state-of-the-art audiovisual tools. So they are tools. They are some it's more or less a software-based tools that could can help any teacher, any youngster, any youth worker to corroborate his work in such a different way. We have selected some because the vastness of the tools that are available is immense. Okay, but we have tried to select something, trying to provide tools that are open source or free. Not all the software are free. There are something with some subscription based, etc. But we have mentioned because they could be as well, because they could be useful. And here is a toolbox, and we imagine this section could be a growing section during the life of the project, when the website is online and working. So anybody can contact us and give us some new tools that we can put, we can analyze and put them in this toolbox. Okay. The other section is guidelines, and these are mere and very concise guidelines, just to cover some of which we think would be the practice that a teacher can need during his work. So the first is very general video tech guidelines. So these are specs that if you can follow these general guidelines, more or less anybody in the world can see your video, because video has a lot of different technical issues concerning frame rates, codecs. So I think it was very important to put some the more vast and general guidelines that anybody can follow, and be sure that anybody with a PC, a Mac, a Linux computer can see and enjoy their products. The other domain was producing interviews, because when you are doing a project, make an event, make training activities, could be very interesting and rich to interview people that collaborate with you, some of your hosts, etc. And shooting an interview is not so simple. It's not so simple. You have to pay attention to some key aspects, to have a good outcome of your interview. So we have put just little guidelines, little tips to help improve your work. Another section is recap videos. Recap videos is very important for anybody that doing events, training, just to communicate with the outside world what you have done in your activities. And so we have put like this, try to respond to this kind of question: who, when, where, why, and how, in an effective way. It's all on the website, so you can explore. Another very important workflow I can say for any teacher or youth worker could be producing tutorial videos. Okay, and here we have a list of others tips. So define your goals, create a script, start with an introduction. This seems very basics indication, but it's very important. I think it's very important to have one place where you have a list of attention and things to consider, into a list. Just maybe the thing, but maybe you don't, when you are working, you don't pay attention to some of these aspects. Another very important aspect is producing social media videos. There are appealing and that could be viewed in all the different platforms. We are working with youth. Youth is very active on social media, so we have to pay attention and have some little information about how to produce for this kind of media. Okay, and next it's complementary tips regarding producing social media video. These are the specification of the major platforms, so you can pay attention to what is to use H.264 compression and aspect ratio for TikTok, for example, for Facebook as well. Okay, so this is more or less the structure and the very concise structure of the visual training kit. Here you can find some other good practice that were provided by the partners, and in the other training kits you will find other good practice that we have provided into the domain of the digital, creative, and accessible training kits. So I would like to end my presentation because among the videos that we have already produced, here is the YouTube channel of the project. Here is not comprehensive by now, but at the end of October you will find here all the video materials that we have. Here and in the site as well. But during the development of the project, we have interviewed some of the youth workers just to highlight the needs and the lacking of material tools, etc., that they can have in their daily practice. So I would like to share you this video that we have shot in Paredes in the last meeting with Caterina Machado, which is a teacher that I think it could be a case study of this kind of approach that we are investigate. So I hope I think that I didn't share the audio, so I have to do as Sophia. So share system audio. Okay.
Old, but
Can you hear audio?
my name is Caterina Machado, and I work as a teacher, chemistry, physics, and I have some projects that, for instance, work with radio with kids, yeah, with teens. They have 14, 15 years old, but we also work with younger kids and oldest ones, because when we do some work, they can show others what they can do and how to use some tools. For instance, in classes in Portuguese, English, French, geography, they can do presentations using the tools that we can learn. And as a teacher, I have some knowledge that I can apply today, but I have also the need to go and search for other things, for innovation, for like just you have like your presentation. I learned how to use another tool I didn't know, and I can. It's just one more way me to go with and work with kids. I want to work with autonomy, mine, but they have to work with autonomy too. So if they have the tools, they can explore. Sometimes we just do a little workshop, and they will explore, and that is the best of one school that can give you tools to be today and to be tomorrow better and better and better. very useful because today I learn with you. I have another tool. I can go home and explore, but it's difficult for me. Okay, if there is a platform, a site that I can go today, oh, I can't remember how did it do it. I didn't know, and there is a tutorial or other ways to learn, a guide, and and perhaps I can contact you. I can learn more, explore, grow. I know I can go there, and I will be satisfied if I can find what I'm looking for. That's very important because it's a lot of information in net, in the internet. Yeah, but where can I go? I know that it's good information. It's, you know how to do it, and I know you can do it. So I will search for you and not for another one. Yeah, it's very important to know where to go.
Okay, so I choose to show you this video because I think that the words of Katarina are very to the point. And during all the meetings that we have done in Spain, in Portugal, meeting some young workers in the creative workshops that we've done in Paredes de Cora, we have feel that there's a need to from youth workers to have a place where to go and to just be inspired, or just to recall some information that you can uh, that you can utilize, use in your daily work. Okay, I think that it's planned after the presentation to see the recap video of the creative camp, so you can find also some images and some, of what we have done in this week in Paredes de Cora, just to link with OBS tool that Sophia has mentioned in her presentation. I just I found the video, some slices of the video that we have done, and I think that this experience in this week in Paredes de Cora was very in line with the project, because we have used the OBS, which is one of the tools that we have suggested in our training kit, but we have used it in a creative way. The software is meant to be a tool, a free tool to streaming, you know, online. But we have used it to produce a music video in the liveness of the situation, with all the kids from Escola de Rock, with their music. And I would like to show you, this is one of the tracks that we have recorded. Maybe the music is so I killed the music just oh, sorry, it's better like this. So we have doing this a lot of recordings of this kind of live action. So they play back their music on with 4 cameras. We have created this kind of slices, you know, from all body parts of the guys, and then at the end of the day we have edited a music video with their music. So it was a very involving and fun activity, because the group was very various. There was some guy that want to produce some TikToks, other guys that want to produce little documentary videos, and so during the workshop they have gained some technical skills to do what they want. But the comprehensive and the sharing between them just to produce this, because this was all live recorded. So there was a director that chose the various channel in live action, and then we have produced the video. Okay, so just that's what, just to highlight what we have done. And so I would like to thank you for all your attention. I hope that I've been exhaustive and concise. For any needs, you can contact us from the site. There's the contact form, and there you can reach us and ask whatever you need, and also provide some of your examples, because during the process we have investigated a lot of different experience, but the world is huge, so maybe something has not come to our attention. So we are open to any feedbacks from yourselves. And so I gave the word to Andre to continue the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrea. I think next we can go to maybe Haley from Dodo Laboratory, talk about the creative training kit.
Hi everyone. I hope you can hear me. I don't have a mic, so please put your hand up if my audio is not working so well. I'm just going to bring up a presentation that I prepared earlier. Can everyone see that screen?
Yes, Haley, perfect.
Okay, great. So hi everyone, I'm from Dodo Laboratory. Some of you already know me because I invited you or dragged you guys to come join the session tonight. Thank you very much. So I guess I'll just give a quick overview for people that don't know what I do. So Dodo Laboratory essentially is designing studio around transformative play. So what started as a passion project quite a few years ago has gone through a lot of iterations, and I've been so honored to be part of the Trainers for Creativity initiative. And I just want to say thank you so much for having me in the last 2 years, and that a lot of the magic I think might not translate with just the website, but I think it's just the interactions between people and the creative energy that we found, you know, in Paris, Dakota, and in Spain, and in all the different cities where the partners come from. I think it's the dialogue and the interaction that really brings the real value of this project. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about the creative training kit. Obviously, I think Dodo in some sense had a huge challenge, because I think creativity as an idea is something that feels very intuitive, but at the same time, I think most people struggle to define it, and everyone kind of have their own specific way of engaging with it. So I think part of the thing that I started, especially in the creative training camp at Paradise Coda, was to really listen and to speak with not just other trainers, but also kids and participants and other people that are working around creativity, and to try and understand their vision and their purpose in what they do. So this is the main points I'm going to sort of elaborate that I have. I would love your input into, to what extent and what would be useful in the creativity kit. I also am in the process of updating the website, so obviously what's on there is not final, but this is what I would really love to hear more of tonight from all of you. So the first thing that I guess I wanted to highlight is that for me, thinking a lot about what creativity means in today's moment, especially post-pandemic, is that we need more people, especially creators and thinkers, that can really tackle complex challenges, or what they call wicked problems. So at the core of what I really wanted to bring to the kit is to spark, ideas and thinking and dialogues between creatives and people working with kids, how we define and how we value creativity versus what we actually do to understand what that means, how we invest in it and nurture it in practice. And I think the whole experience of being part of Trainers for Creativity, it's really amazing for me to go to all these different places and to see what that means on the ground for each of the partners. So in the last decades, I think educators and leaders across the world all kind of talks about the value of creativity, that it's in some sense the most important skill and strategic imperative in a world where constant change is now the new normal. However, when I did my own research, the key findings are a little bit disparaging, in the sense that in most of the business world, creativity as a skill is actually declining, in a decline, like the demand, whereas growth and analytical skills has increased by 554% since the pandemic. And this was back just in 2022. Which brings me to this big idea around the creativity gap, which is nothing new, but it's something that I think educators and trainers probably come up against a lot when they talk about the value of creativity and what they do by incorporating that in, informal education, both inside and outside of, homes and leisure activities. How do we really address the creativity gap? So my definition is basically kind of finding this balance between creativity and utility. Everything around education seems to be very focused on utility and knowledge, and prioritizing obviously STEAM subjects, which I get, but at the same time, it limits, right, our ability to nourish, that part of development, not just in kids, but also in adults. So the purpose really is to present a collection of ideas, guidelines, and resources that hopefully will inspire everyone to reflect on their own creative journeys and to really exchange in the way that they think about and the way that they want to define and value creativity and what we actually do to nurture it in the people that we work with. So this is kind of a summary of what I found on the definition of creativity, which actually is quite interesting exercise to do. So I'd be really interested to see what everyone's own definition of creativity is. So if you could include that in your feedback to me, that would be amazing, because I think it feels sometimes that I might be really only seeing it from my own personal lens, and I would love to see how other people find their own kind of relationship with creativity. So why does it matter? Because, as I mentioned before, disruptive technologies are something that is our everyday experience. And with the advance of AI and all the things that's happening around us, what we really need to understand is that we are, in some sense, drowning in a sea of data. But
Well, I think that Haley had a connection problem. I don't know, Haley, is you? I don't know if you're on mute or disappeared. Yeah, I think her image is frozen. Perhaps she's having connection problems. Well, I don't know, Andre, if we can skip Haley for some minutes and continue with the other training kit, and then we retake this creative training kit.
Yeah, I guess if Haley is having some problem, we can try to pass the accessible training kit with Chaps, with Giorgio. Let's see if Giorgio is available.
Yeah, sure. I can
Okay.
substitute Ailey Freeze. Do you think I can share my screen also?
Yes, you can.
One question. I can try. Also, if failed. Okay. First, let's see if I can.
Haley's here again. Sorry.
Okay.
She's trying to connect again. I don't know if it's possible now. Hello, Haley. Do you hear us?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but cannot see you still.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will just see if I can still load up the presentation. Can you see it?
Yes, we are seeing your presentation. Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so maybe, sorry, my internet is really not great, so I might leave my camera off.
Okay.
So mainly, yeah, what I would really love is to get some feedback from everyone on what would be useful and to what depth they're interested in, thinking and talking about, this idea of creativity and how it applies in their day-to-day work, and what are some of the challenges and struggles that they have, right, individually and with the people that they actually work with. So I did include some information around sort of theories of how people understand design thinking and how they think about creativity in different contexts and in different ways. So some of the things that I wanted to highlight is that understanding creativity as a skill and understanding creativity as a mindset, as well as a process, and how these things can be understood through those lenses. And this is essentially what you'll find in a lot of the case studies and the inspirations that everyone's sort of been so helpful in contributing to the creativity kit. So, so I think I will just jump into the website to show you a little bit of these different case studies. So I basically separated them into creativity as a skill, a mindset, and as a process. So in the kit online that you can see at the moment, there's been quite a few different inspirations around different topics like science and technology learning, societal topics, as well as
Haley, we are still seeing your presentation. I don't know if you wanted to share the website, but maybe you have to, I don't know, share another part or your screen.
Sorry. Okay, I need to share a different. Okay. Okay, so can you see that?
Yes, now we see the website. Yeah.
Okay, so this section is basically looking at creativity as a mindset. So how that's being applied in helping kids and young people learn about science and technology topics. And then the second part is really looking at the way that we apply it to dealing with other topics that might have a social dimension. So this is one that obviously comes from Dodo Laboratory itself, where we really looked at how to have kids engage with this idea of misinformation and fake news. And I think I can maybe play you a little bit of the trailer so you get a sense of how we incorporated play elements and creativity in the way that we allow children to have a voice and to tell the news in their own words.
天好天气，我们有一件事情要跟大家说，是关于大家大堡礁的问题。因为水温升高，使大堡礁裂开了。那到底是因为什么呢？让我们来看一看。嗨，大家好，My name is Anna。我现在位于澳大利亚的大堡礁。大堡礁是一个非常美丽的地方，有清澈的海水，有蓝蓝的天空。但是最近发生了一件非常可怕的事情，海底生物渐渐变成白色，许多生物因为天气变暖而死亡。你是谁呀？我是大水同学。那你为什么会变成这个颜色呀？因为随着清澈的海洋，随着天气的变化，没有变成这个样子。我希望大家能保护这片海洋，保护这片海洋生物。谢谢大家，谢谢大家。大家好，我是 Michael。今天我给大家讲一个重要的新闻，是关于叙利亚的战争和孩子们的。我们就去现场看一看叙利亚的记者和孩子们吧。大家好，我在这儿现场，我的名字叫苏梅月。在这里呢，我看到跟我一样的孩子们都在这里战争的环境中都很可怜，忍受痛苦。我们得给他们多多的关怀，他们的家人也去世了，所以呢，我们要好好的在这里去生活下来。大家好，我叫欢迎外星人从他们的星球向我们这块发来了信号，下面是科学家和外星人的对话。太棒了，终于收到信号了。我想他应该在说我的。哦，我知道了，他想和我交朋友。大家继续收看798周日节是他想吃的泡泡，但是我还没点击。
Hi. So that's basically just a trailer of one of the projects that we included in the kit. And now I guess I'll just move along and show you quickly some of the other categories. So obviously I will have to change the tab again. So just bear with me 1 second. So these ones comes from our wonderful partners in both Italy and in Portugal. So Fest, obviously, it's a music festival, but education event that brings together schools and music education projects. So unfortunately, there's no video. Oh, wait, no, there is a quick video that I can play to show everyone. This is actually the School of Rock, right?
Rise and night by today. Try to run, try to hide. Break on through
Yes, our presence is here. God's presence is there. But can you feel it all? The time is right. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Everybody love my baby. Everybody love my baby. Sing it loud. Sing it loud. Sing it loud. Sing it loud. I found an island in your arms, country in your eyes. Arms tangled, eyes alive. Break on through to the other side. Break on through to the other side. Break on through.
So basically, the Vera Fest is very similar to the School of Rock experience that we got to experience in July when we were there for our training camps. But for the Vera Fest,
Haley, I don't know if you want me to talk a bit about Vera Fest because it's one of Space Ensemble's projects. Basically,
please.
Vera Fest, the concept is like the School of Rock turns into a festival with other music schools. And this is the video of the first edition, so it was mainly concerts, and the concept, it's like give good conditions of to do concerts to kids from 13 years old to 25. So they are the main names of this festival. But in recent editions, we have added the component of the conference, where we share like music teaching methodologies in non-formal music projects. Basically Vera Fest, it's like a big forum to share ideas on how to teach music, not always in a classic way, like in a different way, like with the new methodologies and new approaches. Of course, the classic methodology is also important, but these projects sometimes give kids other types of skills, such as communication, to not fear stage, collaboration, like how to collaborate, how to listen better to their friends, their colleagues, how to respect one another. So this is what the project wants to bring to the table. So yeah, it's similar to School of Rock, but it's not the same, because School of Rock, it's the residency music teaching part, and the Vera Fest has this part where we share methodologies between schools. And it's also about kids knowing each other from different schools, different parts of the country, and sharing like their experience in music teaching and learning.
That's really great. So is that just for Portugal, or is it also open to everyone in Europe?
Well, we do it in Portugal. The last two editions were in Paredes de Cora, but the first edition was in Vigo. So we had schools both from Portugal and from Spain. And we are trying to do, we actually have been trying to do maybe a Creative Europe project, or like an international project based on this methodology. We already found some schools, like non-formal teaching schools that are interested, but we can seem to get the project going and approved, but we are trying.
When you come to Berlin, you have to see this high school that is really completely designed around that. So the kids the whole year round get to work on, like, if they're producing music, that's what they do. They can also be entrepreneurs in other areas, but the whole idea is the whole curriculum is designed around practice, professional practice. So there are a lot of musicians that's part of that school. So you'll get to see them. But just to summarize, I guess VeraFest is more the theory part, right, where people get to exchange ideas. And then the School of Rock is more the practical part where they actually get to rehearse and create a show together.
Yeah, well, VeraFest it also has that practical part, because we have the conference, but we also have the concerts and the workshops. So it's basically like to exchange knowledge between students and teachers from different schools. And we have both parts. We have the conference and the concerts. So it has a bit of both.
Great. Okay, cool. So I will now move on to the last section, which is thinking about creativity as a process for development. Gosh, I have to go back to this tab and share creativity development. There you go. So one of the activities is actually the toy box in Paris de Cora. And I don't know if, Andre, you want to maybe explain a little bit about, I think you already mentioned it in your intro, but if you want to give more details about the scope and the scale of what you do.
Yeah, just a little bit. Well, this project is not in my area, but I can try to explain a little bit of what we have in the toy box. The toy box is a space that we created mostly because we already had some dynamics with a Lego community that was based here in Paris, Dakota, and they wanted a space where they can develop some activities using the Legos and their interest in Legos. So the municipality created a space called the Toy Box, where they can youngsters or people from all ages can go to the space and use the space either to play or just to be creative in any way possible. So we have like you can see in the images there, you have a lot of boxes where you can play freely and you can be creative. Also, you have some other boxes that are specific for designing buildings or atmosphere or environment. So, and my colleague that he works in the space, he also uses Legos as a form of teaching math to youngsters from really young age, from like pre-K, I don't know if that's the word, from kindergarten, and then youngsters from 3-4 years old. And he uses Lego as a form of teaching math. We have two big events regarding the Lego. One is an international event that is in a collaboration with Lego. It's something for other cities in the world, and British was lucky enough to be one of them, to be invited to have this international event. And then we have another Lego camp in July. So it's a very, very interesting community, and this space is is being used a lot by youngsters and even from people from communities that around Dakota and mostly from Spain, because we are very close to the border. We're about 20 kilometers from the border. There's a lot of people from Spain that are into Legos, and they come to use this space to learn or just to play or be with their youngsters just in a very educational way. So this is just a brief, but I'm not really into this. I'm not really the person that works in this space, but this is just a brief presentation. But you can find all the information on the website about Lego, and also you can see some tutorials that my colleague is making about the use of Legos. Okay, Lee, your mic is off. I don't know if you were trying to.
Oh, hi, hello. Yes, sorry, my microphone was off. I just wanted to quickly also share a project that isn't that doesn't come from one of the partners of Trainers for Creativity, but I wanted to talk a little bit about it because there's some people that's here tonight that is also a part of that experience. So Shmita, in some sense, is quite similar to also 180 creative camp that I also participated quite a few years ago. Both of them are really good examples of places that enable the development of creativity in many different modalities. So both camps basically allow creative people to have the freedom and the space and the resources to connect, and over a space of a week, create outputs that will be showcased within the local region and the city. So what I really love about Shmita was that I really got to explore the intersection of many different things. Some people taught me about electronics, how to connect them to audiovisual, and how to connect them to gaming and hackathon. So it was like a wonderful, wonderful experience that continued way beyond the experience of that week. And a big reason why I stayed in Berlin for all this time. And also with the 180 Creative Camp, I know that they've gone through a lot of evolutions since I was part of it. And now I think it's no longer running in the same format as it used to, but I think some of the original creators who are also part of this current initiative, Trainer for Creativity, might have some new upcoming projects that will take inspirations from 180 Creative Camp. So what was really great with the 180 Creative Camp is also a conference that brought in international artists from different places, and it allowed people to exchange creative practices that culminated in a show that is usually designed around an annual, well, a specific topic of that camp. So I think I'm just going to leave it there because I am aware of time, and I think, we still have one more kit to go. So I think I'm just going to pass the mic back to Andrea, and I think it's Giorgio presenting.
Yeah, it's true. So Giorgio, if you are ready. Your microphone, Giorgio, I think is.
Yes.
Sorry. Okay. Hi everybody. I know I am George. I know we are running out of time, so I try to speed up a bit. My organization, as someone mentioned, is called CHEPS. We are based in Barcelona. I work there as project manager, but I'm in charge of this project, in particular the area of the social projects and European projects. In this project in particular, we were responsible to create and coordinate the collection information for what we have called the accessibility training kit. This was also a collective work or collection of practice. I will go directly. I will skip the presentation. I will go directly to share the screen of our fantastic website with some reference I would love to give you about what we have developed and collected for the accessibility toolkit. Let me see if this works. Okay, I don't know if I can. Okay, I will try to share all my screen. Can you see? Please just confirm if you can see all the screen. If I move.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. Okay. So this is just shortly the website. Sorry, the Facebook of our CHEPS project. If you want to CHEPS making project, so if you want to know something more about what we do, there are a lot of information also about Trainers4Creativity and Trainers4Creativity Camp and other projects that we run at European level. If you then are more curious about what we do, you can reach me by mail or contact me directly. The accessible training kit that we were responsible practically collect a series of resources around the area, around 4 areas of accessibility: specific learning disorders, physical disability, social economic accessibility, and personal motivation. In the website, you will find the definition we try to follow to, let's say, give a framework to this complex topic. Some of them were really interesting from my point of view to collect, especially the accessibility regarding the personal motivation, because we collect several practices around this topic, that around this area of accessibility that normally is not well developed, and also the specific learner disorders area of accessibility was really interesting. As the other toolkit, the idea is to give example of best practice, good practice, ideas, video. We put inside a lot of video to give youth worker, trainers, educator, professor, social worker inspiration to create by themselves something similar or replicate something that we have collected. The accessibility is divided in printable material, online content, audiovisual material, and evaluation, and accessibility in music and communication. And last but not least, accessibility in training, workshop, and event. As my other colleague did, I will show you an inside of some of these. Zine, for example, was really interesting to see and collect, and also inspire some of our other colleagues to create other activity with youth. It's a practice that come from the old fanzine of the 90s, 80s, that is conceived as an educational activity. So it's a way in which the fanzine could be, it's a practice that explore how fanzine could be used in an educational way. As I think you also understand, and this I would like to have your point of view also of the people that are here. With all the kit, we want to demonstrate practically how other activities, other educational activities are possible by mixing or by using also unexpected or unusual or not used way that can improve the learning process. And this sample of fanzine, I think, for the area of accessibility connected to motivational issues, it's really interesting. super interesting video that one of my colleagues collected, for example, le fanzine poster Fais-le toi-même del Centre Pompidou, where the famous Centre Pompidou explain how they use, let's say, the fanzine from an educational and made by yourself point of view. This is an example. The other example I like is I like all of that, but just to give you some insight, it's this one that is called Parco della Lettura, that is developed in the beautiful Valle d'Aosta, Aosta Valley. That is practically, as you can immediately see, it's an example of how can a public park be structured in an educational and inclusive way for children, family, and not only through the use of art, to the use of accessible toys, creating a space for everyone to let's say be engaged with the municipality. So in this sense, I also consider super interesting. You can go inside to have more an inside look. Also, it's interesting that the area of accessibility considered as our LEAD, in this case in Italian Sign Language, and CAA. Another example, yeah, also this other one, Joy de Vivre, Art della Condivisione and Art of Sharing are really interesting. You can have time to, if you want to have a look inside. Mutants project is a good example inside the accessibility in evaluation. Was developed by this with this idea that have Commedia Dominius to propose an artistic experience in which yeah, this I maybe say not so well it's really technical, but it's interesting. In a way in which the project flow, the hey and the other, and the me could be the result of multiplicity factors. So it's a way to show how performing arts can contribute to build identity, and especially also the identity of kids, youth that never try to do performing arts. So correct me if I'm wrong, the partner organization. Also in this case, there is some beautiful video that show the experience. Was developed in Paredes de Coura, that is, as you know, one of our partners. This video shows really well the way in which performing arts interact, the way in which these youth, these kids interact with performing arts, trying different form of art and expression of themselves. Please, maybe Sophie or the other can tell them something more about this. And then I give another example in accessibility in music and communication is I would like to show all like Symphonic Taxi Orchestra, that was an inclusive orchestra experiment, really well done by one of our partners. EduMat Valley, that also is an interesting educational experience by Research Action Group to respond to the challenge of learn mathematics for children with I think autistic disorder was in this case. And Gioca Aosta, that is a super interesting experience in which a city could be transformed in a big educational play For some days. It's an incredible experience done by Gioca Aosta, this organization, collaboration with many organizations and many citizens, volunteers in Aosta. Every year, we went to visit this. Every year, thousands of participants participate in the city. It is transformed in a really big playground. This experience, in particular, I think, could be replicated in many places. That also, if it's necessary, of course, a really good effort in terms of human resource, and it's a really good example of how a city, let's say, could be transformed in a play. You can follow Gioca Aosta on Facebook. There is also a video here that shows the experience, and you can contact them. They're really interesting organization if you want to know something more. And then last, the accessibility and training workshop event. We have already seen some example of what some of our partners do, and especially with music, there are a lot of possibility to integrate accessibility, motivational accessibility into new educational artistic experience, like for example the case of Ballet Trilogy or Rock with Everyone or Rock con Todos, that it was a social inclusion project, so based on the inclusion of an entire population, that promote a series of workshops doing with people and of diverse age in I think also this was in Paredes de Cora, I don't remember. Yeah, this was in Paredes de Cora in collaboration with Rock and Cave Association. We have the opportunity to see also this experience, and I think also is great because it's developed, as you know, in this area that is at the border between Spain and Portugal. So it's also a fantastic example of integration between two cross-border region, and how these people, children, could work together to create, say, a rock event. Okay. Yeah. That's all, I think. The link of the toolkit is on the website. Again, if you want to know more, you can contact me or other partner. And as Ailey said, if you have suggestion, because it's a work on process until the end of the project, if you have suggestion on the toolkit, please give here or contact us. And thank you. Grazie.
Thank you, Giorgio. Maybe you can stop sharing your screen so we can. Yeah, okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much. So before we go to the questions and the feedback from the participants, which we are really looking forward to, because this is the whole point of the project is to collect the most feedback as possible, so we can the project can evolve. We're just gonna show you a little recap of the creative camp that we did here in Paredes de Cora last July, I think. Let me try to share my screen here. Okay, let me start. Does everybody can hear and see this?
Yes.
Yeah, it's your confirm me, please. Thank you. Okay. So this was just a recap of the creative cap that we did here in Discord. We did, as you can see in the video, we did a lot of these activities with youngsters and also with some youth workers that were at the time here in Dakota. We tried to implement most of the activities that we had here, that we had with the project. So I'd like to thank Andrea for the magnificent video. He did an excellent job as always, and also thank all the partners for this amazing week that we had here in Red Dakota, because they all did some activities with the youngsters, and the feedback is very, very positive. So thank you very much for that. And now, so we don't take much more time, I would like to ask the people that are here with us already, if you have any questions or if you want to give us some feedback regarding any training kits, you can ask directly to the partners responsible for the training kits, or if you just have any doubt regarding some work with youth workers or with youth regarding their work in your institution, please feel free to just raise your hand and speak up. Okay?
Just to let you know that we will probably send you a questionnaire about the workshop. It's anonymous to know, or it can be anonymous or not, however you like it, to know what's your opinion about the materials and the workshop itself. So if you have any questions that you prefer asking anonymously, you can do it there. Well, the question, no, because then we can't answer, but any feedback that you want to give us anonymously, you can give there. Questions, if you want to talk with any of us in particular and not here, you can send us an email. Our contacts are on the website, so feel free to contact.
So I guess there's nobody with any doubts. Yeah, but I understand we are also, it's been a long workshop. We try to explain everything as much as possible. And probably it's too much information for this period. But if, like Sophia said, if you had any questions, or after the workshop, if you have any doubt, or after you search on our platform, if you have any other doubts, you can contact us directly, and then we can try to help you as much as possible, and maybe in the future collaborate with you or with your institution. I don't know if anybody else has. No? Jacobo, do you have anything to add before we leave from the Alaska side?
In my case, not
Okay.
especially, because I think everything is lets now the participant absorb so much information, because everything is ready in the website. You are free to use every kind of materials because it's an Erasmus Plus project. All the resources are available there for your use. And as Andre already mentioned, and the colleagues from each specific training kit mentioned, do not hesitate to ask, to provide your feedback also to any, if you find, for example, any tool that can be uploaded in the website. So that is a joint cooperation between not only the partners from the project, but also from all the relevant people working in the youth field. So we are open to include your contributions, okay?
Okay, then if nobody has any questions, I thank you once again for participating. Hopefully it will be useful for you in your next projects. And thank you. See you next time.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much, everyone. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.